Hi everyone, Cindy here from Chalky and Company, and today I just want to show you a piece that I'm working on. This is our brand new grand gesture, and you can see this thing is bigger than my kitchen table is. It is almost 4 feet long, and I'm working on it in farmhouse style. And it's going to say welcome and stand vertically outside of my front door. So what is farmhouse style? Well, I'm taking this brand new piece of wood. You can see this, it's beautiful, no chemical treatment on it. And I'm kind of beating it up and making it look like it's 100 years old. So you can see I've got the frame done, or mostly done. And what I did was I painted it black, just one coat of our beautiful black paint. And then I sort of sloppily painted it because you can see there's some spots here where I left bare wood. And then I went back and I took our heritage brown glaze and I filled in most of those places with the brown glaze. Then I took our chip brush, which is really quite a wonderful soft brush and is great for giving a dry brush effect. I took that and our vintage white paint and just use a tiny little bit on one side, like the edge. One little edge, okay. Then you take that brush and you just swipe that along in some random areas on the outside of the frame there, and fill that in. Now I'm going to need to sand it still to give it more of a kind of a beat up look, but I'm really liking how it's looking now. Then for the middle part, of course, I'm going to use this vintage white in there because if I used the bright white, that I don't want it to look new. I want it to look kind of aged. So I'm using the vintage white there. And then, but what I did first was, again, I took the heritage brown glaze and kind of watered that down and put that around the edge and pulled it out in a couple of different spots here as well. And I pulled my black paintbrush, which was soaking in water, and I squeezed out most of the water on that. And so now there's just a little bit of black, and I put that on as well. And I love when you mix, it's like making my own glaze. We do have a black glaze, but hey, the paintbrush was right there, so let's just use that too. And I love how when you mix the black and the brown together, it just, to me it looks like a walnut wood finish there on there. And can you see how there's some places up here that are extra shiny? Well, in some random spots, once everything was dry, I put our chalky crackle on there. And that's kind of a clear liquid. And I put it on pretty thick at the top and the bottom. And then I put some thinner spots. And again, it's just sort of random places where I put that. And what that's going to do is when I put my top coat on, now it's going to crackle over top of those spots. And where it's thick, I'm going to get big crackles. Where it's thin, I'm going to get smaller crackles. So the whole thing isn't crackled, but just in some places it's going to look like the paint's starting to chip up. So that's another way that you can make your wood look like it's aged. And the one other thing I like, you don't get very many knots, and so I always get excited when I find one in my wood project piece. And I think I'm going to sand that so that you can see that before I put my letters on. So that's the start of it. Some of our products that have been used. I love how you get a chance when you're painting with chalky to really kind of be very creative with what you're doing. So check back later and see what the finished product is. I actually had an inspiration as I'm painting it, and I think I'm going to order an extra stencil for a little extra accent on it. So it may be a week or two before I can actually post the finished project. You don't want to miss it, so go ahead and follow my YouTube page and or follow me and like my page on Facebook. They both are DiYChalkyFun. So look me up, follow me, and you will be able to see the finished project once I'm done. See you guys later. Bye.